Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com. So, convicted felon Trump is that's the Lincoln Project. He's an existential threat to our democracy. He overturned Roe. He cozies up to Putin. He'll wreck the economy with a 10% tariff and wants to destroy our democracy so he can rule like a dictator. Everyone needs to focus on beating him in November. Wow. This sounds serious. Maybe we should get a candidate who isn't a senile idiot.
Ha!
So, and that's copyright infringement on Joe Biden. In this post-debate frenzy, one thing is unchanged. Trump is an existential threat to democracy. He must be defeated. The only way to beat him is to vote for Joe Biden. Wow. If not him, then I guess any empt of a husk of a senile idiot. Here's Morning Joe Ball. When somebody tells you what they're going to do, especially Trump, who seems more unhinged than ever before, it's important to believe him. People need to hear what he's saying and understand that a second Trump term, takes America into a very, very dark place. So remember, folks, that Trump is a liar. And every single thing he says is not true, except when he says what he's going to do. Got it? Well, good, because I don't get it. And by the way, I hope that Trump takes you and Mika to a dark place, Joe, some kind of underground prison where they don't give you hair gel. So this is all leading up. Remember, this is what they say. Gary Kasparov, he's the guy who lost a chess match to a computer. I bet that computer. This is why my criticisms of Biden are conditional. He is the president and could do much more to help Ukraine and, by extension, U.S. security. And I wish the Democrats would consider alternatives. But Trump is an existential threat, a wannabe dictator who adores dictators. Fun fact, Zelensky in Ukraine suspended all elections and a free press, just so you know. Okay. And isn't it weird to see a genius being an idiot? Because he is a chess genius, but he is also being an idiot. It happens all the time. You can't be smart at everything. He's the guy who called me Putin's buddy when I was in Norway at the Freedom Forum.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a genius. Well, you can't be smart about everything. I mean, how could he be so bad at understanding foreign policy and strategy? That's like doctors not actually knowing what they're injecting in your arm. Anyway. And AOC claims that there won't be another election if Donald Trump is elected as president. This is the kind of stuff they say. She sounds like a really smart bartender. That's what I say. So why do I bring this up? Tim Miller tweeted this out. If you want to hear a blood-boiling perspective on the hypocrisy and cynicism of Democratic elites in the face of the looming Trump threat from someone who speaks in soothing, dulcet tones, do I have the podcast for you? Today's guest is Ezra Klein. Ezra Klein is that establishment hack journalist, right? And so why do I bring it up? Here's the galling exchange with Ezra Klein. Can you see where he works? I think he works for Vox now,
Okay.
maybe. Where does Ezra Klein work now? He used to be regular on MSNBC, and I think he used to write for Newsweek. Where does he write now? New
York Times political columnist for New York Times.
He writes for the New York Times now,
and he's co-founder of Vox.
And Vox, yeah. So here's his galling exchange with Ezra Klein about his conversations with top Democrats who are resigned to Trump. So the top Democrats are having conversations with Ezra Klein, and they're resigned to the fact that Trump's going to be president. Here's how those conversations go. You ready for this? Ezra Klein says, "You don't know how the party can replace him. You don't want to be blamed for any of this. You just stay quiet and walk the calm path to defeat. I think it is clear. People are weighing this set of things, like it would be quite unpleasant for me personally to come out against the president as an elected official in a Democratic party, and weighing what would happen if Donald Trump wins and saying in a revealed preference way, I can live with Donald Trump winning. And I've had people say that to me off the record, to be fair." So he's saying that other top Democrats have told him they can live with Donald Trump being president. And I'm pretty sure he just said the same thing. Is that what he said? Is that how you read that,
Yeah.
Misha? Let's read it again. He said, you don't know how the party can replace him. You don't want to be blamed for any of this. You just stay quiet and walk the calm path to defeat. So he's saying, I don't want to speak up, stick my head up and say, let's replace Biden, even though I know he's going to be defeated. You just walk the calm path to defeat. I think it is clear people are weighing this set of things. Like, it would be quite unpleasant for me personally to come out against the president as an elected official in the Democratic Party and weighing what will happen if Donald Trump wins and saying in a revealed preference way, I can live with Donald Trump winning. That is what he's saying, right? It goes on. Tim Miller says, really? You and other Democrats that you're talking to feel this way? You can live, it'd be fine, be okay with Donald Trump being president? Really? He says, I've had top Democrats say to me basically something like, I don't know why all these Democrats who think Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy are acting the way they are. But the reason I'm acting the way I am is because I don't think that. He says, who the F is this? Out your sources, Ezra. I'm about to be in leaking text mode over here myself. That is crazy. I guess it's consistent, but it's maddening, no? He says, I find it maddening, but I do find it consistent. Look, you can say this is true in a lot of things, right? It's a charge Republicans always throw at liberals, which is that if they really believe climate change is such a problem, they wouldn't fly on planes. So the important part there is he's talked to top Democrats who don't think Trump is an existential threat. And if I read that first paragraph right, he doesn't either. But maybe I'm reading that first paragraph wrong. But the point is, top Democrat, he let the kid. You're not supposed to tell people that, Ezra. You're not supposed to let people know that, so then guys like me find it out and tell people. Ezra Klein telling the truth. Consider my blood boiled. So there you go. So now you know they're bullshitting you. Because they got nothing to run on. Like I've said, all Joe Biden would have to do is do the things he ran on the first time, and he wouldn't have to worry about people calling him demented because people would vote for him. If he gave us the public option like he ran on that. He ran on having a sane foreign policy. He's not doing it. He also ran on raising the minimum wage. He wouldn't do any of that stuff. He's the worst neocon maniac war starter since George Bush. He won't give you a public option. He won't give you health care. He won't do anything to help you. Remember when he said, you're going to give you $2,000 checks out the door the next day, and then, maybe $1,600, maybe a little less than that, maybe. There you go. There you have it. Wow. That's called a gaffe because they're telling the truth. Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com.